a feel-good idea. This is economic survival. You can talk about our nation. All 6 of the Nobel Prize winners from the United States this year are immigrants. Actually, there were 7. The 7th was Bob Dylan, and nobody knows where he's from. George's parents were immigrants, or children of immigrants. Immigrants are who this country has been, and I'll end with a quote. Abraham Lincoln once said that he never had a political thought that wasn't based in the Declaration of Independence. I never had a political thought that wasn't based in Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to read you a portion of a letter that he wrote to his friend Jonathan Speed in 1856. Speed had asked Lincoln if he was a know-nothing. A know-nothing was a political party in the 1840s and 50s preceding the Civil War that essentially it almost could be today, because the essence of this party was anti-foreigner and anti-Catholic. Strike Catholic and write Muslim, and it could be today. So Speed asked Lincoln if he was a know-nothing. Now, Lincoln uses the word Negro in this language, which I'm going to read, which sounds a little jarring to our ears, but I want to read you what Lincoln said because I think it's so profound. Lincoln said, "I am not a know-nothing. That is certain. How could I be? How could anyone who abhors the oppression of Negroes be in favor of degrading classes of white people? Our progress in degeneracy appears to me to be pretty rapid. As a nation, we began by declaring that all men are created equal. We now practically read it, all men are created equal except Negroes. When the know-nothings get control, it will read, all men are created equal except Negroes and foreigners and Catholics. When it comes to this, I should prefer emigrating to some country where they make no pretense of loving liberty. To Russia, for instance." That's what he said in 1856. To Russia, for instance, where despotism can be taken pure and without the base alloy of hypocrisy. Isn't that amazing? I want to conclude by introducing George, which was what I was asked to do. I sat and looked at the Constitution on our table, and you should all take it home with you. I have one in my phone. But the thing about the Constitution is, for those you lawyers in the audience, it's not self-executing. It's a document that needs to be implemented and given life and reality generation to generation. And I have 2 heroes. If you walk into my office, the first hero you see right across the way is Joshua Chamberlain. There's a bust of Joshua Chamberlain who watches me every day. My other hero is the guy that I'm about to introduce, because to me, he's given life to the idea of America in ways that few people have, and the fact that he's from Maine is just gravy. When I was first running for the Senate, everybody said, "Oh, you're running for Olympia Snow's seat." And I thought, yes, that's true. And it wasn't until really almost election time that I realized this is also George Mitchell and Ed Muskie's seat. And what a daunting idea that is. If I can be half the leader that George has been and serve my state with half the distinction that he has, I will have considered myself a resounding success. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great leaders that Maine has ever produced, and my hero, George Mitchell.
Thank you. Well, I'll begin with an old story, but it fits. We talked about how different it is here from 20 or 30 years ago. I spoke here in 1995, and just like then, I'm the 9th speaker tonight. So once again, I feel like Zsa Gabor's 9th husband on their wedding night. I know what to do, but I'll be damned if I know how to make it interesting.